G'day everyone, welcome to Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm Darkmyre and this is LSPDFR Australia Ambulance Edition. So we're going to be basing ourselves out of the Davis Hospital, Medical Centre, whatever you want to call it, for the start of tonight. Obviously we'll be going all over the place and seeing where things take us. Game time is I think about 5:30 in the morning. Yep, so about 5:30 in the morning, and we've had a light but consistent rain all night, so the roads are very slippery. Probably going to get quite a few accidents and things like that out here tonight. And I have done some improvements to the paramedic callouts that you'll get to see on this episode.
All units, we have a possible 148 on Davis Avenue.
So that's one of those default built-in callouts that you can't actually disable. We just have to ignore that. But yeah, done some improvements to the paramedic callouts. Haven't improved the animations yet. Basically, it's just a really tedious, time-consuming piece of crap. So that's probably going to be the last thing that gets done before it gets released. And if you're wondering when you'll get to see this in your own game, basically I'm planning on releasing Agency Callouts 2.0 pretty much shortly after Rage gets updated to the new version. And that will include all the paramedic work.
In the South Los Santos area, we have an ambulance requested, injuries unknown, in Davis.
So yeah, all the paramedic stuff, the CPR, and hopefully a couple of other improvements as well. Just have to wait for this damn train to get out the way, and we'll go respond to this ambulance call. And you'll see I've made some improvements to the ambulance model. Basically I found a different model of the same Sprinter. I still really hate these shitty old light bars, but it's going to have to do till I can find a better model, which is kind of annoying. I'm in pretty much the same boat for fire engines, which is part of the reason I haven't done a Firefighter patrol yet. But we'll see what I can find, because I definitely do want to do one of those soon. Let's see what we've got here. Excuse me, ma'am, you called for an ambulance? Yep, this way. So this is just still the basic, injured civilian needs to go to hospital, called for an ambulance. An inpatient kit. So some of the patient transport calls will now be for actual medical emergencies. For those, you've now got the added challenge of getting them to the hospital in time, because they will actually lose health over time. We're probably going to end up losing everyone that we get on those callouts tonight, just because yeah, the timing of it's still a little bit off and still needs some improvement. One of the things that has improved greatly, though, is the drop-off. Ooh, shit. Apart from my driving. But yeah, if we get to see when the paramedic takes them away, he actually spawns and despawns at the emergency doors now, not just in the middle of the sky and walking off to wherever. So it looks much more legit now. Like, if we watch him, he'll go back to where he spawned from. Obviously, depending on the angle you come in, you won't see him when he spawns. He'll be coming out to meet the ambulance. And yes, he's taken her into emergency, and we are clear from that call. Hopefully it's going to be a nice quiet night, or morning I should say. We won't have too many fatalities, or Jesus. Minor bingle right there in front of us. Luckily it looks like no one was injured. Fingers kind of itching to light them up and pull them over and book them and arrest them, but nope, we can't do that tonight.
We have a civilian in need of assistance in Strawberry.
We'll take this since it's a quiet night so far.
Ocean 12, respond code 2.
Still not entirely sure that welfare check call will stay for the paramedic. I mean, there is a lot of other variety in the calls now, so it may not be necessary to sort of pad things out anymore. We'll see how we go. My driving's all over the place here. Now where is the person? It's kind of interesting. I don't know why that blip's disappeared. Look, where are they? Hello, person, are you here? Are you in the next block? It's very bizarre, because normally they still have a blip. So this lady up here? You alright up there, ma'am? I'm not friggin' coming all the way up there because, well, I'm lazy. Well, apparently I'm going to have to. Alright. This better be a fucking legitimate police emergency call. Okay. Dispatch, show me code 4.
Copy that, 10-4.
So, considering how often it's a bust or, you know, it's not really a legit emergency, I think I will probably take that one out of the paramedic pool of calls. Because it does not seem fun at all. Is there someone in that vehicle? Doesn't look like it.
Dispatch to any available downtown unit. We have a pedestrian struck by a vehicle on San Andreas Avenue.
So this is one of the new ones that I'm working on for the paramedic.
1 Ocean 12, respond code 3.
It's basically a hit and run. It'll probably actually be like a dual mode call out like the MVA is. So if you're LSPD, you can still respond to it. You just have to actually call in EMS and go after the suspect instead. So we want to try to get to them as quick as we can. We don't know what sort of injuries they've got. Obviously it's a bit different being hit by a vehicle than being in a car accident. Although he seems to be okay and just needing transport, so that's alright. Oh Jesus! These bloody slippery roads. I should probably not drive quite so fast. But where's the fun in that? And I'm hoping to get some sort of, like, you know, assess for injuries kind of functionality built into the callouts as well. So, you know, you'll roll up, you'll actually assess them, see whether they need to go to hospital. Maybe you can treat them on scene, some basic first aid or something. Not sure if there are animations for that or if it'll just have to be like a notification or something like that, but we'll be looking into that before it gets released. Those clouds are not even moving at all. We're just sitting there raining on us. Such a miserable night.
Dispatch to all Vinewood units. We've got a medical emergency in Alta. One Ocean 12. Respond code 3.
Don't stop in the middle of the intersection. Stupidest thing to do ever. Just really watching the road, nearly drove right past the actual call. So, still haven't added flavor text to the ambulance call out. So it looks like whatever it was, this person's actually unconscious. We need to revive them. So this is still the same. The animations still look dodgy as. And we got them up and running. Excellent work. And yeah, once I get the assess injuries thing working, you'll then be able to assess them after you've revived them, see if they're right to go, or if you do need to still take them back to the hospital. Just to sort of add some more actual EMS type work. I will stress I am sort of doing this just off basic common knowledge. I don't have any involvement with police or EMS in the real world, so if any of these things aren't entirely realistic, that's basically why.
Any available Vinewood unit?
Yeah,
we
not
have
taking that.
A civilian in need of assistance in West Vinewood.
Copy dispatch, Adam 4 en route.
Yeah, he sounds like someone that's been to a few of those calls before.
Any available Vinewood Hills unit? We have an ambulance call in Vinewood Hills. One Ocean 12. Respond code 3.
So they want code 3, so it's, I mean, I guess they generally would want code 3 if you're asking him for a bloody ambulance. You'd expect it to be pretty urgent. Oopsies. That was not what we wanted to do. Won't have a partner with me on these patrols probably for a little while yet. Basically, it's got to wait till EUP brings out some Paramedic EMS style uniforms, but then I will most definitely be bringing the partner with us because I quite enjoy that mod. Although I'm a bit scared how he'd go driving an ambulance. I think being able to actually assess their injuries and maybe treat them on the scene instead of just basically ferrying them to the hospital every time will make this a lot more enjoyable. So at the moment it almost feels like we're basically a glorified taxi with sirens, and shocking driving skills. Maybe that's just me, that last bit, but yeah, anyway. We'll blame the weather. That'll do. Idiot! Tell I've been playing with the partner plugin all day, trying to get his driving to not be insane. Kinda gotten a bit used to insane driving. This rain is getting even stronger and more friggin' annoying. Careful we don't take out the medic as he's coming out of the ED ward. There he is. And another patient successfully saved. We have shots fired somewhere. There's nothing we can do about that. We're not equipped to deal with that sort of problem.
Dispatch to all Vinewood units.
Ah, no.
Report serious MVA on
I was expecting one of these sooner or later. In these conditions.
1 Ocean 12. Respond code 3.
Go the long way. Keep it at least kind of legit. So we have one suspect okay, it looks like we have one, possibly two injured in the other vehicle. So let's get a code 2 on scene from dispatch.
Parkway. Response code 2.
Jesus, how are we going to get this guy out? Are we able to pull him out somehow? No. Why is everyone being fucking crazy? Jesus Christ. Have to use the ambulance to hopefully knock this vehicle back onto its wheels so we can get the body out. There we go. That's probably not very legit, but gotta do what you gotta do in GTA sometimes. And right now we gotta pull this bastard out so we can try and revive him. Or revive the concrete next to him. Asshole! And we got him. So, pretty much once you get the hang of that compression timing, really? You're gonna drive away in that? Okay. I'm not a cop tonight, so I can't arrest you for it, but that's pretty fucking weird. But yeah, once you get the hang of the compression timer, it's pretty much, you should be able to revive most people. Which is good. It's a bit better than a random number generator all the time. There is still a slight random chance that they will die while you're working on them, but for the most part, you should be good to go. That is totally not... Oh shit.
We have a medical emergency in Pillbox Hill.
Fucking get out the way, idiots!
1 Ocean 12, respond code 3.
So this is one of those time critical ones I was mentioning earlier in the video. At the moment you don't have to actually rush to get there, it's more like basically the clock starts ticking once you put them in the back of the ambulance. But as I said, the timing I think is still a little bit too high, and I'm quite likely going to have our first fatality tonight right here. Drift kicking the ambulance around the corner, as you do. And we're just gonna friggin' GTA ambulance it up off the road. So it must only be a mild heart attack since he's still able to walk and everything. Like unconscious on the ground, and you can see there it's already starting to drop fairly quickly. Ooh, sorry mate, shit, that was not good either for his health. I only got 650 meters, maybe we can do this. I might have actually fixed the timing and forgotten. No! Apparently he died. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. I think that ends the call out. Just hit that to make sure. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Well, I'm not sure why he died. He still had, it looked like about a quarter health. It's kind of odd.
Officers report a criminal resisting arrest on
Well, good luck, officers.
Roy Lowenstein Boulevard.
We will not be helping with that.
Shots fired. All units respond. Code 99. Dispatch to all South Los Santos units. Citizens report a motor vehicle accident on Innocence Boulevard. 1 Ocean 12. Respond code 3.
So, looks like we have an armoured truck car thing and a friggin' adder. Well, I bet we can guess who's the dead one. It's going to be the adder driver. And what about the truck driver? Also deceased.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's a bit friggin' scary having the driver of your vehicle dead. Don't know that he's actually meant to be driving that vehicle, but not being a cop, there's not much I can do about that tonight. Come on. Okay, apparently she's going to drive the truck away from the scene, so police will be looking for her very soon. But thankfully we can now actually work on her partner, or associate, or accomplice, or whatever he is, I don't know. In fact, if we revive this guy, we may actually have to detain him for police, because that's very suspicious. And I'm sure detectives would like to have a bit of a chat with this guy once he's up and breathing. No, I said stop. Hey! Hey! Stop! You know what? We'll let him walk off, because pulling out a gun in Strawberry when I'm a paramedic, yeah, not a good look. And we got her up and running again too. Excellent. So far I think we've only lost that heart attack patient, which I was expecting. So that's pretty good for this patrol. Of course she's going to drive off in her wreck. And let dispatch know that that call is clear. Fucking watch it. Why you would drive that aggressively around an ambulance.
Dispatch to all South Los Santos units. We have a pedestrian struck by a vehicle in La Porta.
Another one's hit by a person.
Ocean 12. Respond code 3.
English much. Another person hit by a vehicle down here in La Puerta. Watch the fuck out. So again, we'll have to probably transport them. I don't think this one they can randomly be dead yet, but they might be. Not sure. Oh, yes, they randomly can be dead. This poor bastard's been absolutely cleaned up, probably by one of those friggin' patrol units on their way to a call or going to grab some donuts. It's always the way. Might actually almost be doing proper compressions here if we weren't doing them on his back, but you know, whatever. Another thing I've noticed, this seems to be easier the slower your computer is. And like the more your game lags, the slower it seems to process this, which is an interesting dynamic. And so well, we have managed to revive that guy as well. Doing some good work out here on the streets of Los Santos. Makes a bit of a change from locking up dirtbags and shooting down gang members.
Any available unit in the Vespucci area?
Nope, still not taking welfare checks, dispatched. Send it to a copper.
Vespucci Canal.
We ain't got time for that shit.
Citizens report a grand theft auto on Alter
That's
Street.
nice, they can report it all they want, I don't care. Whoa, Jesus. Gee, that's a brave chopper pilot in this weather. That's a military chopper too. I wonder what he's up to. And probably be doing a military patrol in the near future as well, just for something a bit different to spice things up. Have some Australian Army pen textures that I'll be using for that. Should be good. We're going to jump on the freeway, just go for a little bit of a cruise while we wait for anything to come over the radio. Yeah, so for the military patrol, we'll probably be doing like a martial law type episode.
Any available unit in the South Los Santos area?
Off with the welfare checks.
Requiring assistance in Chamberlain Hills.
It's been quite fun when I've been testing out the idea when I've just been mucking around playing GTA. So hopefully it'll be something you guys enjoy. At least traffic's not too bad. Some white cars tailgating the guy in front of him a bit, but other than that, they're pretty well behaved today.
Attention all units, we've got an ambulance call on New Empire Way.
This is going to be interesting. We have to get flip around and get ourselves to the airport. So I think the barrier ends just here. Thanks, mate. He's pulled across to let us turn around. So one thing I've noticed doing these paramedic patrols is the vehicles seem to be a lot more responsive to an ambulance than they are to a police car. Which is odd, because I would have thought they'd just be programmed to, you know, detect sirens and pull out the way, not caring what type of car it is, but they seem to be a lot more behaved around an ambulance than a copper. Which I don't know, I just find interesting. Interesting to see how they handle a fire truck too when we get around to doing a Firefighter episode, which will probably be the next emergency service episode that I do. Whoa, Jesus! Looks like the copper's okay, and okay, it's somebody in the car park. That doesn't bode well. And where is the patient? Must be up another level. And interestingly enough, there's no car near them, so they may have actually been carjacked. So again, we'll have to get some detectives to look into that, especially if they are deceased, which we'll find out in just a moment. And no, they're gone. So we need to get the coroner out. It's quite sad.
Possible 148 in Los Santos International Airport.
So it looks like they may have actually already found the suspect, and they're giving pursuit right now. We're actually going to end tonight's episode here because yeah, it's a bit disappointing when you lose one like that, and I think I'm going to have to go back to the station and have a bit of a coffee break and a bit of a think about things. Yeah. And actually I've pretty much run out of recording time for the moment. So that is going to do it for tonight's episode of LSPDFR Australia Emergency. And I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Do leave me a like down below if you did. It does help me help me know what you guys enjoy and what you don't, and I can tailor my content to suit what you guys want to see. Tomorrow we'll have the Ford Fairlane edition of Getaway Driver out, and probably another LSPDFR partner patrol as well. And hopefully over the long weekend I'll be able to get some other games updated as well, and some more content up there for you guys. So, as I said, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you on the next patrol. Cheerio!